So let's begin. Their keeper should be in boss. I've just seen that. Yeah, he gave us a helping hand a little bit along the way, which, I'm grateful for, ultimately. Let's go. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Let's go Kevin Kelleher to begin with. High sound. Unlucky with the penalties. Absolutely spot on. Not just the penalty, but the rebound as well. It kind of hit him. He got up and got back into a relative position to make the second save. But yeah, unfortunately, it just went beyond it. Once you've saved the penalty and it goes back out into the vicinity of the striker, you're on a bit of a hiding to nothing, to be fair. So I thought he did quite well. Kelleher, high sound. Boss, got a couple of bosses. He did well with one long-range shot early on, which kind of bounced in front of him, and he get good handling for that. Obviously, the second goal, very little he could have done with that. He left, one-on-one with his man, and he just found the corner. And I say, quite unfortunate not to save both the penalty and then the rebound. A couple of bosses, we're going quite high. I quite like Michael LFC's shout here, I won't lie to you. I think sort of straddling the line there for Kiev, to be honest. That's good news. How many LFC points did FPL points did he get? Is 6. That's quite high. Give Mo the dough. Yeah, we'll come on to him. Just hold your horses. Conor Bradley. Let's do Conor. Quite a difficult afternoon, I think. Thanks, Andrew. Should have done better. Maybe in terms of pushing it wide. There's a save he makes in the first half, actually, that he does push wide, does well with. I don't know about doing better with that. Conor Bradley, anyway. Mid-sound, got a low sound from Etzem. Samantha says sound. Got down, he did, yeah. Boss big save at 1-0, yeah, he did. Sound, low sound. I would be in and around the low sound regions for Conor, to be honest. Not his best game, says Michaela. No, I tend to agree. Luke says sound as well. Diane says sound. Great running, high sound. Lots of mid sounds and sounds coming in. Yeah, I thought he was okay. I thought he was okay. I thought he showed glimpses and moments. Always a willing runner, often on sort of the inside and that overlap as well. And the under with Mo Salah, actually. And he provides a good foil for Salah because you have to pay attention to Conor Bradley, and it does allow Salah to do some of his better work. But I just think, and somebody makes the point here, actually, yeah, Miss Trent. Yeah, often you can get, not carried away, but Conor Bradley is so good that we often sort of extol the virtues of him and say that we'll be fine if Trent does go because Conor Bradley's there and he's brilliant. But Trent possesses stuff that not many footballers in the world possess, let alone your backup right back. And there was definitely a moment in that game where I was a bit like, kind of wish Trent was there because he's brilliant. And that's not to say Conor isn't, because he is. But yeah, I don't think he was quite. The yellow card's a good point. And it often does, especially if you're playing in the defensive position. You get booked, you're on a bit of a hand to nothing in terms of what the rest of your game looks like. So it's a fair point. Wayne Kerr missed the game. Somebody fill Wayne in. We won 3-2, mate. And Salah's boss, if that's any good to you. But outside of that, we weren't very good. Let's go Bradley then. Let's go Bradley in there. I think sort of a mid-soundish sort of region. Very anxious. Maybe that was the yellow. Maybe that was the yellow. Let's move on to Ibu. Now, I thought Ibu was a little bit out of sorts first half. I'm not going to lie. He gets booked as well for that push, which I think the yellow was harsh. It's right on the halfway line. It's right by the touchline as well, so it's not really that dangerous a situation in terms of a counter-attack. That on Achu was causing problems, not just for Ibu, by the way, but for everyone on the pitch. I was made up when he went off, absolutely made up. But I thought Ibu, considering where he has been in terms of his level recently, I thought he dipped quite some way below that today. I don't think he was anywhere near his best. Lower sound, high, you're messing. Oof. Almost gave away. Yeah, he had that one as well, a bit of a push in the back. I do think it would have been incredibly soft, and I think it might have been on the edge of the box anyway, possibly even outside. But as we've seen today, that doesn't necessarily always matter when it comes to the referees in this division. So yeah, I don't think he was his best day by any stretch. Low sound. I haven't given really a messing this year. I don't think I did the Forest game, so that's probably why. But yeah, another messing from Steve. Sound as a pound. Not switched on today. I thought he struggled. I do. I thought he struggled, to be honest. Low sound. I'm gonna straddle him ever so slightly as well, because I thought he was off it, actually, Ibu. I must admit. Oh, there you go. Look at that. In the low sound line, I'd say. Is that what you meant by that? I hope so, because if so, we've smashed that. Big Verge. Big Verge. I'm glad you like the new sound feature. I was campaigning for new boards for quite some time. You may have seen over the course of the season. And we've got them, and we've got new magnets, and they all work, and I'm happy. It makes life far easier, which is always nice. Yeah, Virgil. Stupid. For the penalty, stupid, just daft. Not really very Virgil-like either, to be honest. The frontier of your messing and low sound, same as Bradley sound. Like good. I'm glad you like them as well. I think they look good personally. Virgil high sound, low boss, calm as you like. I think that's a little bit high personally. We've got some mid sounds coming in. I don't think the back four was great today, to be honest, Michaela. So might agree with that, but it's not exactly a glowing sort of praise because they weren't brilliant. Lots of similar to Ibu from Diane. Okay, yeah, Robbo doesn't help the situation. I think it's fair to say by what he does, but the situation only arises because of Virgil. Thought his passing was a little bit off as well. Trying to think, and he's another one of the culprits for the second goal because they all go over to the ball. Yeah, nobody spots the danger, so. Yeah, okay. My mind's made up. I've convinced myself. Low sound, Simon, that'll do for me. Andy Robertson. Is there another goal, by the way? I can just hear, just in the corner of my ear, the Ipswich United game. Somebody let me know if anything happens in that, please. Robbo. What are we? New Magnet High Boss. Yeah, that's a good show. Missing the old ones, really. I'm not. They were terrible. They all had like different kits on from different years. They had like 5-year-old haircuts. The magnets were shite. And most of them were like different players from the past, like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with like Arne Slot's paper face did on, which I did. So I don't know what I'm complaining about. But still, the point remains. Andy Robbo, what are we thinking? Obviously the penalty. I do think it's been a little bit done. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Because it's not a penalty. I think it's just outside the area. And I think if a free kick had been given initially, it would have remained a free kick. There's no way, I think it was Michael Oliver on VAR, if there's any way he would have said, listen, that's in the box, penalty, because it wasn't that clear cut. It was far from conclusive. But yeah, the corners were decent. I think we targeted a particular area in terms of the near post, didn't we, with the corners? It was nice to hear the fans actually giving him sort of renditions of his song every time he went over there, because I don't think he was having his greatest afternoon. But again, travelling cop, as it does, gets behind him. Caught in that play, and yet another one who got drawn over to the ball for the second goal as well. Low sound, you're messing, same as Konate and Virgil. Yeah, I don't think it was a great day, Michael Oliver. Low, you're messing, yeah, absolutely. High messing. I don't think it was a great day for the whole back four as a collective, to be honest. So I'm going to go for something like that, I think. Because I think Robbo got better as the same. Here we go. This is the point. Took the game by the scruff of the neck in the second half, winning the ball back. Yeah. Shame though, because it felt like he turned the corner in terms of his form a little bit, and then he had a bit of an off half an hour today. So it's unfortunate. Ryan Gravenberch. Way too high, says Milmore. Oh, God. I've upset someone. Didn't take long, did it? Let's knock him down a peg or two, like that. Let's do Gravenberch, shall we? What a pass. What a pass. What an assist, ultimately. Really good. I'm still just taking the edges off the cuttings. This is how new they are. They've still got like trimmings on the side. I thought he was good, actually. I thought he was very good. And went under the radar a little bit in the first half. Tried to do all the usual good stuff that he does in terms of receiving the ball, taking his first touch and getting away from players. But again, Liverpool was so sloppy in the first half that it felt like we couldn't get the best out of him. And a lot of the play was sort of breaking up in and around him. But he was still working, and he was still trying to do all the good work that has sort of underpinned his entire season. And then he played that pass. Lallana fouled him more than once. Why Adam? Yeah, disappointing from Adam, really. Although I do quite like Adam Lallana, so he went off injured, didn't he? 9 out of 10 as per. Low boss, especially second half. Yeah, same as Kiev. Sound boss. What a player. High sound, low boss. Okay. Too many of their players just couldn't. Yeah, Onachu was. But that Onachu, nobody could live with him. Not even Gravenberch. Like, there was that moment when he just got out like 3 or 4 and then no look past it to the winger. Dear me. Boss. Okay, lots of positivity around Gravenberch. In between Kelly and Bradley, I think he's a little bit higher than that, personally. I think we're another straddler, I would say. Are we going the same as Kiev or just higher than Kiev? I'll put him the same for now. And I'll let you, just for the pass, yeah. Going off. Low boss. Okay, I'm going to keep him there. But if you want him higher, do let me know. Higher, says Caleb. Okay. Mid, boss, bit higher. All right, sound. That'll do for me. 2 people is enough of a consensus to get me moving shit, as you can see. Let's do Dom. Higher. Good. Okay, lots of people saying higher. That's nice. Dom Szoboszlai. Ran his socks off once again. I stand here every week, or at least when it's not international break. I don't come in then because that'd be stupid. I stand here every time Liverpool play and sort of just praise the sheer, unwavering, relentless pressing and running and grass coveringness of Dominik Szoboszlai, and I've got to do it again because he was absolutely exhausted by the end of that game. Exhausted. He was unbelievable. His work rate. It almost does him a disservice, but for lots of games this season, let's just cut to the chase, his quality has let him down too often. So it was boss for him to get that goal today. Lovely finish as well. Left foot, weak foot, superb. Showing a little bit of the quality that we know he has, and he shows most times he goes away with hungry. It was quite funny how Carragher mentioned that free kick that gets sort of reposted every single time there's an international break. And I think Carragher, I don't know whether he believes it or whether he's doing a little bit of a sarcastic tongue-in-cheek joke, but he said every time he goes away with Hungary, he scores a worldly free kick. It's the same one every single time that gets reposted time and time again. But yeah, I thought he was brilliant. They do. And this was a performance that coupled both elements of his game, had the sheer engine, running power, etc., and also the quality and the class that he has. He just needs to amalgamate them and show them more often because he's a fucking good footballer. And too many people have forgot that recently because he hasn't been at it. But today was much, much more like it, which is good. They are all playing Vidua. It's nice. It's good to see. And people are picking up slack as well in this squad, which is always pleasant. I think if one fella's not at it, another one rises, etc., which is, yeah. When we all start functioning and the whole team's playing well, God help the rest of you. Szoboszlai versus Gundogan next week. Yeah, I'm not counting any chickens, but I take your point. A tad high. Higher than Grav. Sorry, let's talk about the board now. I'm just talking exclusively about how good Dom Szoboszlai was today. Above Verge, high sound. Somebody saying so. Oh, Jesus. Sabos. Hun Media. I've got a feeling you're biased here, though. Don't know what give it away. Hun Media. Purely for the goal, deserves a low boss rate. Okay, I think we're somewhere in the round Ryan, aren't we? It's just whether he's higher or lower. That's the only question. Grav was better, says Kyle. There's a bit of a mini argument going on in the chat. Between Grav and Kelleher. Low boss. So he is low boss. What do we think? I don't know what we think. Okay, keep him there. Agree. If one more person says agree, we're moving on. We are moving on. Come on, one more. I'm glad I got here. Yeah, they were brutal, Bear. I won't lie to you, you've done well. A notch higher. So somebody said a notch higher and somebody says lower. I'm going to put them the same because these two chats are exactly the reason he's staying exactly where he is. Let's do Curtis. Let's do Curtis, shall we? What do we think? Yeah, okay. I thought it was all right. Higher than Grav, come on. Hun Media's back again. Mid Sound says this comment here. Can't see the never go. Struggle, look leggy. Yeah, it was a quiet game. Jones was sound, nothing special, probably tired. Lots of sounds, lots of high sounds between Konate and between Konate and Grav. There was a couple of moments where I don't know whether he dwelled on the ball a touch or whether his decision making wasn't quite as sharp as it should have been. But once or twice, particularly in the first half, it seemed to open up for him to do something, whether it be a pass or a shot or whatever. And he didn't take them. And he got caught in possession once or twice whilst doing it, which was a little bit frustrating. And it's one of the things that people have often said and sort of levelled at Curtis, that I think he's ironed out of his game quite a lot. But today, I'm not quite sure what the reason was, they just crept back in ever so slightly. I don't think he was bad, by any stretch of imagination, by the way. He was another one who struggled to live with Owenachu and Tyler Dibbling, actually, collectively. So, yeah, not the Curtis Jones we've seen a few weeks ago against Chelsea, but also not a poor version of Curtis Jones either, I think. Keegan said not his kind of game, had good and bad moments, he wasn't the worst culprit. No, I tend to agree, looked tired in England. Maybe it's a amount of footy thing. I hadn't really thought about it like that, because obviously missed a decent chunk at the start of this season, hasn't really built up the body of evidence when it comes to minutes, hasn't got the minutes in the tank in years gone by to sort of put down a run of games, and maybe we've just seen a little bit of evidence of that today. Want more from Jones, who plays against City, yeah. And obviously we've got McAllister back into the folds. Szoboszlai was better than Jones today, let's be honest about it. It's a shame. It's a shame, because it looked like he nailed down his spot, and he might still well have done, but he wasn't quite at it today, in my opinion. Let's pop him somewhere there. I know you can't see that. Which is sort of mid-sound. I think that's a general feeling on Curtis's performance. So we can stay there for now. Yeah, maybe it is that. Maybe it is that. And international football, generally speaking, is a lower tempo. And credit to Southampton today, they didn't let that game drop in terms of tempo. It was quite intense from minute 1 to the end. Like, they were at it. So yeah, maybe that was it. Let's do some of the forward, shall we? We'll save Mo for a minute. Let's do Cody Gakpo first. Thanks, Des. Appreciate that. Let's do Cody. I was quite surprised he went off. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought for certain it would be Darwin, because I felt like Darwin wasn't having his best game, and I thought Gakpo was the only real proper threat and outlet in the first half especially. It felt like if something was going to happen, it was going to come through Cody. Whether it be a crosses, whether it be his own cutting inside and getting a shot away. He did it once or twice, and it looked like, if Liverpool were going to score, he was going to play a hand in it. Obviously, it doesn't happen, so that changes the entire conversation, but I was still quite surprised. Boss sound, he was very good. Upper boss, high sound. Ran out of ideas, maybe that's why he did come off. But yeah, I don't know, I thought he was a threat. I really did, I thought he was a threat. Yeah, he chased back, and obviously that was yeah, it's a good point. He was the reason when actually went off, which probably man of the match territory, to be honest with you, the way he was playing. Fucking hell. How you messing? That feels incredibly harsh. This is kind of my takeaway, to be honest with you. He, again, there's probably only 2 or 3 from that first half who really put in any sort of performance, but I think he was probably top of the list. But again, second half, we turn it around when he's not on the pitch. I did wonder whether it'd be Darwin, but it wasn't. So who am I? Who am I to question it? Mid sound, I reckon, solid. Boss sound, you're right, only outlet. Okay, let's go low sound. Let's go just below Curtis, I think. Now it feels a bit harsh, I'm not going to lie to you. In the round Kelleher's level. Oh, that's much higher. Okay. Yeah, I tend to agree. Low sound's a bit harsh, yeah, and you're normally brutal, Bear. Let's pop him up to there. I think below Kelleher, just. But honestly thought he's a real threat, and again, I was quite surprised he was to go off. So let's keep him there. I'm happy with that. Let's move on to Darwin. He's there behind me. There we go. Yeah, stays on. Apart from when he goes off, and so when they replace him right at the end. But when Liverpool needed to turn the game around, Arne Slot felt it necessary to keep much higher. Is that about Gakpo? I'm fine with that. Yeah. Wasn't his finest day. He was quite. Let's start with positive. He was quite unlucky, unfortunate, in a way, with what should have been an assist for Luis Diaz. I don't think he was particularly threatening all afternoon, Darwin. Actually, if anything, he was sort of counterproductive in a lot of the stuff we were trying to do in possession. I thought his off-the-ball work was good, and his pressing of the Southampton defence, which is notoriously dodgy by this point. I thought that was impressive. But when he pulls that ball across for Louis, it's just that Louis gets ever so slightly ahead. I think the actual pass is nailed on perfect, to be honest. But what he did do poorly, twice, I think I remember, is once he sort of shrugged off his men and found space, that pass, I think he tries one out of Mo, and I think he tries one the other way out to Cody Gakpo, and he gets them both terribly wrong. Like, one out of play, nailed out of play, nowhere near Salah, and then similar on the other side as well. So, yeah, disappointing performance from Darwin. But again, on a slot, saw enough, wanted to keep him on the pitch because he's a constant. He's a constant something. Pain in the arse, threat, somewhere in the middle. Fucking Darwin Nunez, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Egan says you're messing. Let's see. He didn't have much of a sight of goal. He has one header. No, he should have had one header. He gets it. I don't think he gets a contact on it in the end from a corner. He's not great in the air for somebody of his sort of physicality. He should be much better, in my opinion. Bless Darwin. But sometimes he tried. Low sound, possibly. Okay. I think there's a general low to mid sound from Dylan. No chance was created for Nunez's sound. Okay. I've seen quite a lot of your messings. So he's not high. Let's get that out there early doors. I've got space there. And I'm quite willing to use it for Darwin, I think. Yeah, I think I'm all right with that. I feel quite sorry for him, though. I just turn around and caught a glimpse of a smile. I do feel a bit shit, but it's fine. Oh, that's what it was. Having your messing category does sound harsh. Maybe below par. Yeah, below that. Oh, God. See, you said that was harsh, and now people are saying below. You're messing. Pissed me off. Okay. Just that. We need a Darwin to yeah. I'm not willing to do that. Let's move on to Mo, the one we've all been waiting for. Here we go. My guy. I just seen the man the match on, fucking miles away. I'll get it in a minute. Good timing though for spotting that, just to pick up Mo, like it was written. Yeah. Anyone who wasn't here for the last bit of the show, what a man. Like, what a man. I said it all before, so forgive me for a moment. We are so indebted to this man. Like, Liverpool today, let's sort of break the game down in like a sentence and a summary if we can. Liverpool were poor, Liverpool were scrappy, Liverpool were sloppy. Post-international break feels to it a little bit. Southampton, to their credit, were very, very good. Tyler Dibbling was brilliant. Owen Atchie was brilliant. I thought Fernandes was very good for them, but we weren't at it. We were below par, almost to a man. When the going got tough and when Liverpool needed somebody to step up and drag us with them, this guy does exactly that. Salon d'Or, quite like that. Yeah, just listen, Ryan Gravenberch's pass and Alex McCarthy's positioning for his first goal to make it 2-2 are a big reason as to why he scores the first goal. Let's have it right. But still, scores the first goal. And then the penalty and the coolness, and actually the pass creates the handball initially to win the pen. So he's got a hand in that, and then the penalty itself. Fucking fella. The guy, the absolute guy, and he knows he's the guy. Don't worry about that. Yeah, the celebration, everything. Just, what a man. What a man. Again, just winning points, winning games of football, single-handedly, above boss, man the match, worked hard, king boss, full of ideas, great energy, just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to address this one. I don't know what to make of all of that. I don't understand. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you possibly talking about? I don't get it. I don't get it at all, man. People are people, man. Super Boss, says Mohammed. If you want to come back and say something more constructive or have a conversation about it, I'm more than willing to. But that's just utter nonsense. Could and should have had a hat-trick. He obviously, minutes after scoring his second, it felt like sort of trademark Mo Salah was back again when he cuts inside and has that shot and gets a shot quite terribly wrong, actually. And then a few minutes later after that, he finds the inside the post with his volley. Oh, should and could have had a hat-trick. 100 away goals for Liverpool Football Club, by the way. Just as a quick aside to what we're talking about here. The man is inevitable. And I'm going to leave it at that. As I pop Mohammed Salah front and centre right there. Genius. Alexis McAllister, Luis Diaz and Wataru Endo came on, so let's grab all three at once and do some substitutes, shall we? Beginning with Luis Diaz. I had to check. I thought Diaz was good, actually. I thought he was a threat. Maybe he should have held his run ever so slightly for the Darwin ball across the back. Oh, higher. Maybe should have... and that was when it was 2-1, and that was when that frustration was just starting to creep in, and sort of the anxiety and the fear was starting to creep in from my perspective that we weren't actually going to capitalise and win the game. But I thought Diaz was good, actually. I thought he offered a bit of that much-needed energy, much-needed quality, and he is a sort of player that, no matter what the game state, will run for every single lost cause and try to make something happen. And ultimately, he may not have been directly involved in some of the goals, but when he enters the pitch, things happen. So that's positive in my eyes. But Darwin, I'm not going near Darwin Nunez after that comment a minute ago, I'll be dead honest with you. Diaz is good, upper sound, high sound. All subs were low boss, high sound. Lucho brought us control. Caused more chaos, he did. Okay, let's go. Lucho in there, I think. And he fits perfectly. That is the other good thing about these squares, is they slot in nicely, like Tetris. Alexis McAllister. I think that's a bit harsh on Cody Gakpo, personally. I don't think Gakpo did anything wrong, but I do think Diaz was the right introduction. So I'll take your point. Alexis McAllister had one long-range shot and avoided a booking, which should instantly put him on a, no pun intended, should instantly put him in the boss region, because that means he's not suspended for City, which is brilliant news. But I thought he was sound when he came on, and he was one of the obvious go-to options from the bench today, it felt like, and used him again. Liverpool turned the game around when he's on the pitch, can only be seen as a positive. Lots of sounds. He didn't just miss, he didn't get single touch on the ball. High sound, solid, worked hard, tidied stuff up. That is the best description of Alexis McAllister I've ever seen. That is him in a nutshell. Absolute nutshell. Imagine if that shot went in the air. Just seen that comment. Yeah, that'd have been a screamer. Not quite Fulham levels of goal, but still a good one. Let's pop Alexis there. I thought he was decent without being spectacular when he came on, personally. A lot of people saying Robbo should be a messing. I think people are being a little bit. I mean, he's not exceptional right now. Like, people, I'm not. Maka is a new genie. I quite like that. In terms of the consistency levels, possibly. Just week in, week out, just delivers good and above average performances. But I think he's capable of more. I thought that with Genie a little bit as well, to be honest with you. And I think I do not worry, but I do wonder sometimes whether we are just getting sort of a run-of-the-mill, nothing wrong with this, type performance from players who can break that glass ceiling a little bit. I think McAllister's fallen into that category. Wataru Endo. Let's do Wataru. Comes on to shut the game down and to help us do that, and then nearly wins a penalty. Having run round his man down the left wing and goes inside the box, because that's what you do when you're shutting games down, isn't it? I thought it was good. Similar to Van Dijk, we never mentioned him, just popping up on the left wing when we were chasing the game as well. But I thought Wataru did his job and probably deserves to be put in somewhere low soundish. Can I just ask, what does Endo do to get more minutes? He's far more composed and skillful than his minutes. I don't know who he comes into the side for, though. That's the problem. Like, who'd you start with Wataru Endo over? That's the question. I think he's done it a few times now already this season, but it feels as though it's a bit James Milner-esque in terms of he's a functional footballer. He's vastly experienced and he knows his job, he knows his role, and he comes on and performs it to a very good level. But I don't know in terms of starting games. We just spoke about McAllister. He was on the bench today. Like, does he get in over him? I don't think so. Gravenberch has been our best player this season, in my opinion. Szoboszlai, has dipped, but better today. Curtis Jones wasn't at it today, but has been brilliant recently. I don't know who he starts games of footy over. That's the problem. Anyway, and I agree with this as well, actually. As games come thick and fast, you might need him in certain situations, but when the games and the magnitude of the games gets more and more, and you do get sort of the business end of the season, having people of his quality, ilk and calibre to come on late on could prove pivotal. So I quite like that. I quite like that as well. Sound. Anyway, I've completely forgot. I have to put him on a board somewhere. Let's squeeze him next to Alexis. Right at the end there. Hopefully you can still see him. I have no idea if you can or not. But finally, I need the manager. And I'm looking around, desperately trying to find him. I think I've got him. Trainioni, Kostas Tsimikas, Arne Slot. There he is. Beautiful. Another bit of paper there. Beautiful man that he is, Arne. Where do we think? Arne's second half. Reds do it again. Positive. Arne's subs help the Reds do it again. Positive. Liverpool were made good. Negative. Yeah, what do you reckon? Very handsome man. Bald Dutch genius. Boss. Slot. But so many captains. So many captains. I see what you did there. Yeah, what do you think about Arne? Ideally somewhere in the boss region, because I've got loads of space up there. Not sound. I've got no space. I like you two. You're sound. You know what I mean. I like you as well. You're very good to me. Can we go low boss? Can we go low boss? Because I've got space. Boss. Not sure. Tsimikas picked up a knock in training. Wasn't available. Wasn't in the squad at all. What I will say as well about Slot, while we're on the topic, is he didn't have the abundance of attacking options that often he does have. The only changes he could have made, potentially, were the lads on yellows. Maybe that's something he could have looked at, but he clearly trusted them enough to not take them off because they were booked. And yeah, obviously when we're losing the game, makes 2 changes, we go on to win the game. When we're winning, he brings Darwin Nunez off, puts Endo on. All very simple when you put it like that, but still, he does it, and he does it successfully. So that feels good. And Arne Slot, you're messing for... Yeah, in terms of the hair rankings, he's definitely you're messing. Definitely you're messing. Boss is boss, low boss, sound. Let's go low boss, shall we? I thought team selection-wise, he's pretty much on the money today. No major qualms. I even think leaving McAllister on the bench was a smart move. So yeah, I'm happy. And therefore, Arne's going there. Now, bear with me 1 second. I'm going to pop off camera. Give me 1 sec. I'm back. The last remaining circle is the man the match on. Might look a little bit sad, might look a little bit out of place, but let's do it anyway. I mean, do I even need to waste our time with this? Where am I putting this? He said with no enthusiasm whatsoever. Yeah, just say it. Thanks. Wasn't gone long, was I? Thanks. Just, yeah, where's it going to be? Where's it going to be? Come on. Just say it. It's going to be in it. But, you know, I want to see you say it. I want to see you say it. Yeah, Salah man the match. Mo, Salah. Darwin. Is that guy from before? You know what I mean? 8 points clear top of the Premier League. Like, live a little. Mo says D healthy. Egyptian King. Yeah, okay, I've seen enough. No, yeah, okay. We've played the game. You've played the game long enough. You entertained me long enough. Thank you very much for doing that. Mo Salah. Of course, Mohammed Salah. Who else could it possibly be? The man continues to be a genius. The man continues to win points for Liverpool Football Club single-handedly. The man continues to dazzle and amaze. And the man continues not to have a new contract with Liverpool Football Club. So if you could address that as soon as possible, please, FSG, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, Julian Ward, whoever it is in charge of actually dealing with that, probably good idea to get dealing with that pretty soon, I would say. Yeah, once again, thank you so much for getting involved in this part of the show, the last part, the middle bit, which was massive, and the very, very start. Yeah, honestly, I say it every single time, but without you guys watching, participating, speaking to me, this bit in particular would be terrible, but all of it wouldn't be anywhere near as fun. So thank you so much for watching the whole way through, or popping in and out, whatever it is you've done, or watching after the fact. I don't care. It's much appreciated. Yeah, thanks again. I will see you all on Wednesday night when Liverpool take on Real Madrid. But for now, Liverpool top the league. Liverpool top the league. 8 points clear, flying. absolutely flying, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you all in a few days. Take it easy.